these picks and bans, so
come on, guys.
I'll leave it between you guys to count out what the players exactly think right now of
Don't be Xerath. See, I'm like the only American here too, so that kind of hits me. Well, no, Jad is as well, so it kind of hits me in the heart. But
so I think it's safe to say what Fnatic and EG are saying is they're cheering on Gambit over in America.
That's true. I mean, it is a really big game for them because there's been a lot of talk between North America and Europe who's better. And Gambit, I mean, and Taytos both had to step up and really prove which region has it.
So let's recap. You can see the picks and bans. It is going to be, of course, ignore the bans. With the picks, it is going to be Jace, Nasus, Katarina, Varus, and Nunu. So Nunu returning as support here in the Fnatic lineup. And for Evil Geniuses, Wicked playing on Zed on that top lane. And honestly, it's a champion he's played a lot of in solo queue. I think we've seen a lot of him playing that. Froggen's also played it a few times as well, but Froggen, of course, back on Anivia. Snoopy back on Cho'Gath. So these are champions that they are so used to going back to, but they've got a little mix-up in there. Yellow Pete on Misfortune and Elise for Crepo as support. Definitely a different choice there. Something he's been playing a lot of in solo queue. So these guys, you know, it always gets me with the solo queue streaming they do, because you kind of know what they're going to
typically did play it. But yeah, I mean, as long as you're comfortable, because we talk about being comfortable at the arena plane. I mean, you have to have the right, key bindings, have the right mouse settings, have the right monitor as well. And these players, as long as they get comfortable, that's all it really matters, even if they look a little bit off.
Well, there is a unshaven Snoopy, still hasn't gone with it. So maybe he's just going to let it grow until they get back top of the league again. Who knows? Maybe he could come in and he'd be looking like Shushay. Yeah, just let it keep extending down. Shushay, of course, will actually lose my something that I can't say.
He's going to lose his clothes if he sees another attempt to reconnect.
Actually, Evil Genius and Fnatic say 8 towers is the record, isn't it? Do you think we can? Do you think we could beat it? Do you think we could top that? I don't know. I hope not. That's first it. But they do see Crepo actually. Did he just take away the?
Yeah, he's actually got over half a level of experience. So it looks like he might try to go for some early level aggression. But he already did level his repel. He already has that cocoon available.
So we'll see what happens with that one. As it stands, the lanes are starting to settle himself out. We did see Wicked and Soaz saying bot lane. No, you come top lane, you come top lane. They really want to face each other, but I think the teams are saying no, we're not going to allow it, and it is going to be Wicked 2v1 in the bot lane, while Soaz is 2v1 in the top lane. And we do also see a potential gank happening in the top and the bottom, so both side lanes trying to set up for something. Soaz, of course, he's going to be well aware of the fact that Repel is available, and in fact he can jump diving in with the cocoon. But the blue buff is being taken away by both teams.
Going to see that top dive, which has kind of become the norm now. Around 3 minutes, you go for that 3-man dive on the top side.
We will see it on the bottom.
Yeah, we will.
It's going to be coming round. Cyanide and N-Rated are well away, and wow, Wicked is miles away. He could actually just go up river here. It is only yellow star.
Trying to push that mid lane, trying to get that turret low. The top one already down about half health at this point.
Yeah, Peke not really going to do a great deal of damage to it. You can see he's barely hit it, and immediately he's got 2 players coming straight towards him. It is Froggen and Snoopy, and they back off. So, advantage currently with Evil Geniuses, it's just 800 gold though, and they are pressuring in between the lanes. Dirty laning, I think we heard it called last night between from Chobra.
Well, I mean, we do see Soaz, though, luckily for him in that top lane, he did keep his flash. He does have his Ignite available still, so if he can get a little bit of help towards that top side, he won't be too bad off, but EG did put a pink ward down in that tri-bush, so we might see Stupi visiting that lane yet again, as Sana just kind of not in the right place this time. Wasn't really, was trying to expect Stupi to come in there again, but fortunately he's going a little bit slow now. Because he's been in that top lane really protecting it, he's been missing out on a lot of farm.
Well, and also the big advantage for Evil Geniuses right now is the fact that Wicked is way ahead of Soaz. Soaz, of course, did get killed out. He's already been so protective in that top lane, so cautious, and again, we see Snoopy coming in.
Yep, he just delayed a little bit longer. We do have Soaz with that flash up. Cyanide nowhere in the vicinity to help him here, but with another huge minion wave pushing, or creep wave pushing in, as long as they land that cocoon or some form of CC, Soaz will die.
The repel comes out there. They're going to go go towards him. He does put the acceleration gate. This time he flashes away from the rupture, but the cocoon comes in. Krepo managed to flash through onto him, but the rest of the team did not follow through. They are potentially going to take the turret down, though, so Soaz, again, still not going to be able to do anything about this.
Yeah, even though the gank wasn't successful in terms of getting the kill, Soaz is still level 3. He still only has 10 CS. They denied him so much now at this point, and they are letting all these creep waves just die to that turret. And then you look at Wicked in the bot lane. He already has that 28 CS. He's sitting on level 5 at this point. EG has a huge lead right now.
A huge advantage, 2 levels to the top laner.
Oh,
a lot more gold as well. Snoopy is going to come around again. So as he's trying to dodge out, the rupture will not land, the cocoon will not land. Snoopy's taken 2-3 tower hits. They might turn it against him. He's going to go very low. One more hit. Cyanide comes in. Now Yellow Pete's low. Can they finish him off? One more shot should do it. He's going to walk through the bush. Flash is out there. Peke's not coming through. Oh, the shock blast. He just dodges to the side. Peke's going to come through. Spirit Fire finishes the deal.
What a great job by Fnatic to turn that aggression right back around over to EG. Krepo not going to stick around there and escape, but great job by them. That helps get Soaz back in the game. He's going to get a nice chunk of farm here and Cyanide, perfect positioning from him.
Brilliant play there. So Fnatic get revenge, and now they actually have the gold lead with those 2 kills they've just gained there, despite the fact they didn't lose that top turret either. It held on just that little bit because EG continued to farm and not touch it.
Yeah, and speaking of that, it's really interesting because we see Snoopy. He picked up Boots mobility, so you know he's going to want to roam around, really create some opportunities with some ganks. So by leaving that turret up, they're kind of letting that laning phase extend a little bit, allowing Snoopy to get in there and make those Boots mobility worth it.
So we'll see whether they do work out. Bottom tower, of course, being pressured. Hasn't taken a great deal of damage just yet. Looks like Snoopy may come down here instead. He's heading straight across at rapid speed in towards it. Catches a glimpse of Cyanide. May try and come round. No, Cyanide's already taken it away. Cyanide, of course, is going to spot that. Oh, he didn't have the chance to get the reset because he just used it on the Wraith.
Yeah, and we do see, I'm really curious about Xpeke because in the game we saw yesterday before we had to restart it, he was really pressured in the mid lane, but right now he hasn't been affected too much. He's still really close to CS with Froggen and still has that teleport available. And, you know, we always talk about the teleport. If you don't make it worth it in kind of the laning phase, it kind of seems to fall off. Obviously, late game, with the split pushing potential you have, it really can matter quite a bit, but hasn't really been able to do anything and still has that red pot.
Peke goes a little bit aggressive on Froggen. Froggen without that mana at the moment. Peke keeping the pressure down, but Froggen farming out very well. 57 to 50. Both laners really can farm a lot. We haven't seen a great deal of roaming yet from Peke. Of course, has got that teleport, so we'll see where he starts going. Once that snowball starts on Peke, it can be a very dangerous thing, and Evil Geniuses have to be aware of that.
And one thing that's really going to cause a lot of problems is these blue buffs, because we did see them stolen from each team, taken away from the other team. But we have Froggen, I mean, on Anivia, you have to give him that blue buff, and looks like Fnatic isn't really going to make a play on it. They're not going to try to stop and prevent that. So Froggen should have an easy time in this laning phase now, and I was really worried about that, because EG, they've been really good at taking away from teams, but haven't been so great at defending their own.
They have the timers. I wonder if they're going to try to come across. Once they pick up this blue, see whether they go directly for the opposition blue, because they pinged out. They knew exactly Cyanide was there. They knew Peke had just gone back, so they were aware that they are going to go straight towards blue buff, but it doesn't look like they're going to try and make a play.
Interesting thing just happened at the bot lane. We did see Yellowstar actually use his ultimate to stop Wicked from backing, so we could potentially see Dragon coming up soon. We have Snoopy. He's going to be level 6 very shortly, as you see Soaz taking a lot of harass under that turret. Snoopy not 6 just yet, and Wicked actually sticking around, so we might see Snoopy come down there for a gank.
Yeah, the blue buff is being started off by Cyanide, but the Froggen's putting the pressure on the mid lane, but we do see Snoopy coming rushing down here. The boots of mobility, of course, just passing straight by that ward. They are well aware that he's here, and they've immediately backed off and just trying to bait him out. Yellowstar kind of almost sort of say baiting him in, saying, come on, attack me, I've got the blood boil up.
Yeah, and over on the top side, we did see Soaz pressured on his turret. We did see EG trying to push up, but Cyanide was waiting on the sidelines just to come in and really stop any sort of gank happening. But EG still taking the first turret of the game now. Have a little bit of a gold lead, just about 300 at this point. But I think Dragon really should be contested very soon, just because of teleport Fnatic has, and also Snoopy on that Shogat. That Nom really goes underrated. You have that pure 1,000 damage, true damage from him, and then you have the smite on top of that.
And interesting that they've chosen to let Cyanide continue to have those blue buffs. So obviously been farming up, getting that Q pretty big. I guess that's his plan. Of course, we'll be leveling up the Spirit Fire as well, but it's all about building that Q up. So what do you think the advantage is really? That means obviously Peke, I'm expecting not to be roaming much more because he won't have the cooldowns from the blue.
It's not really, it's a big deal in terms of the cooldowns. You're definitely right on that part, but it doesn't really give him that mana needs. As you see, Wicked, was that his ultimate? Yeah, she used ultimate on Enrage just to push them away. But if anything, it would have been better onto Soaz, just so we can start getting that tier stack, so you can get some extra farm, get a little bit back in the game. But still, giving that over to Naz is not bad in any way. You give him that extra gold, you give him that extra ability to farm quickly and build up some happen.
So as it stands, 2-1 in kills. very much even in gold. One turret though, and that's a problem surely. The farm advantage has to be across with Fnatic. The fact that they haven't got a turret yet, but they are heading gold.
Yeah, they are, and it's all because of Yellowstar. He has a nice lead over his counterpart, but we'll see how it develops early on, because we already have the turret taken. Now they're sending their AD carry support bottom to go for that turret as well, even though they're not really pushing up super aggressively. And then Wicked trying to go head-to-head against an already under-farm, under-level Jace.
Yeah, as it stands, we do see Wicked. He went with the Bilgewater Cutlass, and oh, the repels landed on N-Rated, but immediately quick return there. Yellowstar lands the ultimate. He's gonna have to repel away. Teleport's coming in. Peke going in towards Yellow Pete off the side. Crepo's in all sorts of trouble. He goes down. Barrier from Yellowstar prevented his death. We do have the rest of Virginius is heading down south though. Yellow Pete is not going to last long. Another tower hit will go on towards Cyanide. He's had to head north. Can they catch him out? The turret is going to go down. Snoopy is going in for it. He knows he's in the bush. He's going to come around, throws the rupture out, gets to get the silence. That's going to get the kill. One more hit should be enough. He does manage to get the slow. Can he run away from this one? The minions are on him. The rest of the team coming around support. Froggen just coming off the screen there. He's going to capture him in the rupture, but here comes Crepo. Peke's there as well, sorry. Peke does catch him out. Now Wicked comes around. Wicked manages to throw out enough, but he's going to be the damage. He pops out the ultimate. Peke's still not taking a great deal of damage here. He's still running away from this one. He will finally go down, and it was a crazy exchange. It was a 2-for-2 in the end, and it looks like Evil Genius is going to take the Dragon off the back of that.
Yeah, very crazy exchange. I mean, we did see the turret go down for Fnatic, but it's not going to matter when you have this Dragon taken. And that was a great job by Wicked, because he was in that top lane, but when he saw Cyanide appear, he immediately started heading down, immediately came down there for the turnaround and for that Dragon pickup. As we do see some items actually finally purchased here. We have the Hunting guys for Xpeke, so it looks like he wants to go for that kind of penetration build.
Yeah, it's kind of what he always builds. I think he's very much always goes straight penetration. Probably going to get the Sorcerer's Boots as well, I guess, and then just load up with damage. He used to go Warbox after that, didn't he?
I think he might actually be going Murtra, just get out the stun of Froggen and also the Cocoon out of Crepo.
That's not a bad idea.
And not to mention that teleport we were talking about, you know, just a couple of minutes ago, perfectly well used. It was a great job with that. Unfortunately, EG didn't really have the timer on that ward. I know Crepo always talks about how they try to time every single ward that goes down so they can, you know, be prepared for some sort of teleport. But great job by him to get in there and help pick up those 2 kills.
So as it stands, clearly a issue happening, and I don't know what is going on, because we can see Crepo going aggressive here on towards N-Rated. Can they catch him out? Yellowstar taking very low. He might be able to get on towards him, but now they're in all sorts of trouble. Fnatic have responded. Fnatic have come round. Yellowstar gets one. Peke gets a double kill. They turn it back towards Froggen. He puts the wall down. The bullet time goes in. They're going to get on towards him. BLP. Peke goes down. He's coming back around. N-Rated's back in there. One shot will do it. It's a double kill for Yellow Pete. It's just bonkers action the moment we come back. Froggen gets the kill. Soaz comes around. Varus shot comes across, but they doesn't catch on. And just like that, it's 7-7.
I wish I could give you some sort of analysis for what happened, but it seems like we missed out on 3 minutes in the game somewhere in the time frame. We didn't even know they were pushed up that far, but still a 3-for-3 trade. I guess we can talk about how the items had developed a little bit. We had Soaz, who was very pressured in that top lane early on. He has a Giant's Belt now. He has a Brutalizer, going for that Mirror Mana eventually. So he's starting to get back in the game, starting to do some damage. We do see the Sorc Boots finally picked up for Katarina. Xpeke does have that. Varus has a BF Sword, a Zeal, and a Bilgewater Cutlass, which we see the same item over on Wicked. Looks like they really want to go for that Sword Divine, which is really popular in this patch. It has the attack speed on it finally. It doesn't have as much flat damage, so it's a little bit changed in that sense, but still a very strong item overall. And Snoopy did pick up his Aegis of the Legion.
So what the hell has happened in this time? I don't know, honestly.
Me either.
Frankly, me either.
The Dragon is back up.
But it is 2-1 in turrets. Don't know where the second turret went. It went in the mid somewhere, and the Dragon is back up. Last we saw it, Dragon had only just been taken round, so we've lost kind of like 3 minutes of our lives here. But nevertheless, we are about to get in the way. Or did get put down for Fnatic. They're going to rotate round and maybe try and push the bottom lane instead. EG are going to try and take on the Dragon. No, they're all going to back away. They're going, in fact, it's a rush. Fnatic going straight bottom turret.
Yeah, and they should be able to get this because EG really isn't positioned, but we do have Snoopy at least and Zed coming in from the side. They could be able to turn this around if they land some sort of CC here, and Fnatic had to be very careful.
Very strange as it is. Fnatic going to keep poking in there. We see the Oracle on Crepo clearing out them wards and Fnatic backing away here, trying to position, trying to maneuver. This surely means they feel actually in a straight-up fight, they may well be able to take Evil Geniuses here. The way they're kind of being the bullies here.
Well, they do have their ultimates up, minus and rated, and we did see that first dragon go over to
Well,
EG
they've left the middle open.
Yeah, after that skirmish, and EG's going to try to punish him here. Maybe go for that straight push onto that mid turret as Wicked's already there. Froggen heading over as well. And it looks like Fnatic is spotting that, trying to head back to the turret and defend that, because if they lose that, that is so much more crucial than losing that dragon.
Dangerous times. They're going to have to go a really long way around, and I feel that this turret is going to go down before they get there. There it is. It's going to be dropped. And now we can see Cyanide come around. Spearfire comes down. Bang! Wall. You're not coming this way.
That's what's so deadly about having a Nivea on your team. If you're going to put yourself in a position like that, as Fnatic did, he can just wall you out. You're going to have to go around the backside the long way. You're going to lose that turret, and now it looks like they might lose their blue on top of that, so Froggen might get a reset. Actually, he did not. It went over to Wicked instead. I was going to say he might get a reset on that blue, but now Fnatic being aggressive, trying to push this mid lane, but I don't think they're going to be able to get anything out of this.
No, they're going to come across the side, and they're going to have to be forced to run down river. Now they're going to try and pursue here. The acceleration gate was put down. Fnatic coming around the side. May well get out of position. If their ward goes down, they could try and catch on towards him. Krepo, of course, can leap through with that cocoon, see if he can get any closer. Blue buff was picked up, so they're not going to be able to take anything away from that one. And they are going to maneuver for the dragon here. Jason, I'm not sure they're in the right position for this.
I don't believe they are either. I mean, EG, the Oracle that Krepo has gives them so much vision. They spotted Fnatic as they're running through the sides. And Fnatic have it very low right now. It looks like EG might try to commit here as the dragon finally does reset. But you were mentioning earlier, Fnatic maybe feel like they were a little bit stronger in the fights. But with the CC, the vision they don't currently have right now because of Krepo taking it away, they feel a little hesitant.
But look at the lane positions. Look at the waves. You can see EG ready and waiting to go for this one. Top lane's completely shoved in. Minions pushing out. Mid lane's got minions starting to pump down it. Bot lane, you can see Pekka's had to go across there because he realized the same was about to happen there. And EG might just maneuver this one. They might go straight for an in.
They might actually give that up, but if Snoopy is sticking on the side, just try to delay them as much as possible, which the dragon keeps you set in. Wicked and Froggen, they're going to push that mid lane. They might be able to take this turret. Xpeke does have teleport to get in there if he needs to, as the bolt time comes down.
Well, you can see Pekka, he's pushing the bottom lane. The dragon's still being fought over. The inhibitor turret's being switched on. Cyanide puts down his ghost, manages to pop it on towards Yellow. Pete does manage to get the Spirit Fire down. One more hit should do it. He does take him down. Finally manages to land the Q, and would you believe it, a slip from the caster.
But Fnatic, they're still not looking too healthy right now as they're trying to go for Dragon here. It's a great teleport out of Xpeke, but we'll see how it works out in the end.
The cocoon lands on towards Soaz, but they don't follow it up. And they did keep pressure. I'd love to see that inhibitor turret. See how much actually they did manage to do on it. You can see Evil Geniuses are moving back for it once again.
It's about third life right now, Demon.
Backing away. It's about third life down. There's still a minion wave on there. I don't think they're going to go for it. Instead, it's going to be Wicked farming out that top.
But still, after that last crazy bit of action we saw Fnatic's game plan in the end. They've had a 3-man dive right on a Yellow Pete. He was forced to pull that cleanse. They have the slow out of Nunu, they have the slow out of Nasus, and they have the upfront damage out of Jace. He's not going to go anywhere, especially when you have the acceleration gate to chase after him. And Yellow Pete, he really doesn't have anyone to protect him. I mean, you really have to count on that wall from Froggen, but if you use that, you can't use it offensively and catch people off guard.
So just a 500 gold difference between them at the moment. 3-1 in turrets for Evil Geniuses. And it is surely anyone's game. It's a pretty lively one here between Evil Geniuses and Fnatic. Normally they're a little bit slower paced in this one.
I feel like they're sitting there saying, hurry guys, be as aggressive as you can before the internet goes down. Hurry.
We've got to finish this fast, guys. We've got to finish it fast. Maybe this is going to set the pace for the rest of the day. Who knows? Acceleration gate, shock blast coming straight back towards Snoopy. Didn't quite catch him at the max range. And the dragon, it's still up.
Yeah, this is a really interesting position. It looks like Fnatic not really going to try to defend it here and take it, but if we did see Fnatic the thing is, if we did see Fnatic try to stop it, EG could go for that push on that mid lane yet again. The minion wave isn't pushed up as far, but Krepo with that Oracle still denying a lot of vision. EG should be able to take that, and yes, they do, and they might be able to turn this into a fight. I mean, Fnatic, they're not able to push that mid turret to kind of counter what EG just did.
They're pressuring on towards the turret, but they don't have Pete with them, so I'm not sure they've got enough damage to follow it through, and you can see that great big aura of damage they can throw down, try and catch people out. So as forced to back away. And now 5 members of Fnatic are in towards this mid lane. We do see a couple back in. Snoopy's having to back off here, so it's only going to be a 4-man defense for a short while, but we've seen so often with Froggen that and Nivea, it can just stall out any turret attack.
Unfortunately, doesn't have blue buff this time just yet. Runic Borg was just completed on Snoopy at this point. Has the blue ability. Will be back there very soon, but just like you're saying, I mean, Froggen, he's able to defend that turret very easily. And with the way the items have developed a little bit, because we're starting to see a lot more team fights happen, is that Wicked with that Bleed of the Room King, he's diving straight on a Yellow Star. He's trying to blow him up instantly, just like Fnatic is trying to do to Yellow Pete. So we'll see who can get that sort of edge. And I think I have to give it over to Zed, because he has that mobility to get in there.
Froggen going to try and take away that blue buff, and just that massive aura, the Make It Rain and the Endeavor Ultimate, that's a huge area to just slow things down. The big area stun, and they can see the double up, the Rupture lands this time, and here comes Peke, finally come in, goes aggressive. Yellow Star does manage to take the turret down, but the bullet time's going to land across them all. Snoopy's going to get taken low. They do manage to get another kill there. It was I didn't even see who the heck it was that went down. Crabbo's taken incredibly low as well. It is going to be Fnatic piling on through here. It's a 2-for-1, and the rest of Evil Genius is forced to back away from that one. Peke, the only man down. Yellow Star just waiting for that creep wave to come in there, and they could pressure on the inner turret.
Holy crap, Fnatic just completely outplayed EG so hard right there, and it was all based on Expected going in. He went into the backside, everyone EG grouped up. We do have Silent actually overextending over to Wicked. He's trying to solo him.
Going full-on aggressive on towards Wicked, and he does solo him, walks in, hits him in the face with a great big pole, and says, thank you very much, that's all she wrote. Oh, and Raiden caught out by the turret. The turret hit will hit him. One more shot, but Froggen now, and Yellow Star tries to put him away. Will the burn be enough? Oh, and he eggs him into Rebirth. Nobody can follow it up, though.
You can't kill a cookie monster, even if those are minions and not cookies, but still, that last fight, off the back of that, we have to... Well, don't give me that. Like, he's a cookie monster. He's from Sesame Street. But anyways, that last fight, Expected, he jumped into the backside, and because of that, everyone EG turned around and started focusing him. But because of that, Yellow Star's ultimate came in and locked them down. It just held them there while Soaz could go in and get his damage in as well. Come on, don't leave me hanging, Demon.
Big Bird is not the cookie monster.
No. And Rated, he's a cookie monster. The skin.
Oh, I see where you're aiming at right now. Okay. I thought you were, I was seeing the bird. I was thinking, what? Big Bird, yellow. No, he definitely doesn't do cookies. I mean, my knowledge of Sesame Street is not quite as it used to be because I'm a little bit older than you, but wow, that's a stretch. That's
so there's a game going on.
It's a pretty lively game as well if you've been missing it. But, and you know, I wouldn't blame you for missing it because it's been played over the last 2 days. So it's been a long-running match right now. We are up to the 26-minute mark though, and we haven't seen attempted to reconnect just for a while. So
we're hoping. Say that?
We're hoping. Well, there's no. I'm not going to jinx it anymore because we've already had just about everything happen that we can. Of course, the internet could completely go down, in which case I don't know what the hell will happen. But nevertheless, we are 11-8-20. Now we can see it on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. And it does look like the bottom lane, actually. Bottom turret has gone down, but Wither on Sino's been baited into this one completely because Wicked and Froggen were ready and waiting. And he is going to go down. But the ultimate, brilliantly from Yellow Pete, trying to keep them at bay. But Fnatic all teleporting into this one. Snoopy's coming around the backside of them. Fnatic have to run from this one. The Rupture's going to come out. The Rupture lands on 2 of them. And there's the silence. Will they follow it through? Cocoon? No! They flashed just at the right split second. And Fnatic get away with it.
I'm not sure if that was just me, but it looked like Snoopy missed the silence there.
No, he caught them both.
I didn't see the thingy. The thingy thing.
The thingy. Also known as the silence cast bar type.
Yes, that one.
Icon.
But either way, we do have EG pushed up. That was a great turnaround by them. We had, Yellow Pete getting caught, but it was all a bait. They are going to push this turret down. They still have that middle inhibitor. Snoopy going in, getting chunked.
Snoopy going very aggressive, but just being hammered away by Soaz and saying, you will not pass. He manages to poke him straight back. And can they follow this through? The Rupture goes back down again. Peke's maneuvering for this. Peke is going to try and head them off in the river. He's coming around. Froggen is coming up there. Or is he just going to push them in?
Looks like he's going to push them in.
Damn it. What a build-up for nothing.
I believed you, Demon.
You believed.
I believed you. I believed it could have happened. But anyways, he did actually go for Distortion Boots instead. He wanted to go for the cooldown reduction on the Flash, the cooldown reduction on the actually, I believe it's just Teleport. If I'm not... Oh, it is Flash as well. So 25% reduced cooldown so he can be around the map a lot quicker. He is heading towards that top side to go for some farm, but in the meantime, Fnatic looks like they were pushing up that bot lane.
This is a wild game, and honestly, I think it's probably because... I don't know whether it's because everybody's just playing quickly. It's like we've got quick bursts of pace. They want to go quickly for the aggression, but the gold is very much even. 4-2 in turrets. Evil Geniuses with the slight advantages. Across the AD carries, you can see a 500 gold advantage to Yellow Star at the moment. Soaz has been caught out once again. He turns it around, goes aggressive, realizes he's dead, and the rest of the team are going to make their escape. But it does surely mean that Evil Geniuses will take the dragon.
Yeah, great pickup by them right there to kind of catch them off guard. They've been doing this entire time so far, but Expecta's pushing up that top side. EG will take the 3rd dragon of the game now and back out. I'm curious if we're going to see any home guard boots defend that turret, but it's a cat arena. You can't really take down turrets extremely quickly.
But the problem is, I mean, it's effectively they've traded a dragon for a turret. They lost one person yet. He kind of got caught anyway, so he went for it. But the gold has stayed even. It's just 200 between the 2 teams, and they've managed to keep up. Let's have a recap across the AD carries, because you can see 305 Yellow Star has been doing a fantastic job. But as it stands, with the Blade of the Rune King and the Phantom Dancer, as my microphone just turns itself down.
Yeah, I was wondering, was that just me?
That wasn't just you, that was me as well. I was like, what the heck has just happened? And the BF sword. But meanwhile, Yellow Pete, he's got the Bloodthirster, the Black Cleaver, and another BF sword. So he's all about that ulti.
Yeah, why not? I mean, he wants to get the extra damage, and he has the attack speed buff. If he kills one minion, he can easily, you know, get the extra oomph out of it, especially with the Fan Dancer. He needs to be able to kite the enemy team, especially Wicked, and with being able to move through the minions, that's going to help quite a bit. We do see the Mirror Mana now down on Soaz. The items are starting to develop quite a bit, but I still really think it's going to come down to who can burst the other team's AD carry quicker. Pete only has that cleanse to kind of escape here, but he has 3 men diving on top of him. But over on EG's side, Wicked is diving into the backside of Yellowstar, like we mentioned before, and they have a lot more protection in that sense. It's 1v1 in that situation, but with the items he has, he easily could take him down. But the game has progressed a little bit more. And Demon, I was kind of interested why, well, I was kind of thinking EG could have left Dragon up, or they could contest over Baron. And then by doing that, Fnatic will kind of send people up there, and they could go for a mid push as someone falls out of a chair.
It wasn't you this time, Jason.
It wasn't me this time.
It wasn't you this time. But these pesky chairs, them. But nevertheless, it is Fnatic starting to keep the pressure on. They are going to head up towards the top lane and see if they can drive forward. Apologies, I'm trying not to laugh. It's not a funny situation, but it really is.
Good guy Trevor and Jat, though, getting up to help.
Oh, good guy Trevor and Jat. But it is Evil Geniuses. They're stacking around this top turret. They are going to try and push down, and it look like Fnatic, yeah, they're trying to get the wards in towards that. Let's have a look. Have they got the oracles? N-Rated hasn't got one on. Crepo hasn't got one on, so they're not going to be able to spot those wards out just yet. Okay, remember what we heard in the teams discussing against or playing against each other? We had EG talk about how Fnatic likes to split push. They're doing it right now with Xpeke, but EG is matching that by being really aggressive. They're starting to push these turrets as 5, and they're really forcing Xpeke to kind of react to this. Well, he is reacting. He's pushing. The question is, will it be enough, though? He's going to get a lot of damage on towards that turret, but they are driving towards the inhibitor turret, and he's going to have to react sooner or later. If they can land a good initiation, now I feel he's probably going to teleport in. They have a lot of the wards, remember, on them as escape routes, so he could go towards it. And Peke does take down the inner turret. He's going in towards the inhibitor.
Yeah, we need to see that Oracle come out, because then they can take that vision away from Baron. They can stop Xpeke from pushing by taking that as well. And no one is actually backing to deal with him at this point. They're just switching over to this mid lane, and Xpeke will have vision of that. Actually, sorry, when I say that, Wicked did go back and will be trying to defend that. No one with Home Guard boots just yet on EG's side to kind of prevent that. But Xpeke so far doing a great job of just forcing EG to be a little bit more defensive. They're really confusing them at this point.
I thought you were perhaps going to suggest that Wicked's just not man enough to deal with Peke.
He is.
Oh, he's more than
He's
man
taller
enough.
than me.
He is. He's a big lad.
He's like the biggest guy in esports, I think.
That's actually probably maybe true,
yeah.
I think he's a big guy. I don't know about in the whole of esports, but definitely in League of Legends, maybe. Nevertheless, let's talking about a man's prowess on the stream, but Peke is again off split pushing. This is what he's been doing well, and he's actually out farming Froggen right now. Froggen is with the team, and Evil Genius is, I feel they're just going to pile down this mid lane. They realize that Peke is going along that top, but I think they're just going to drive straight down there. Crepo's picked up the Oracle.
Yeah, and we also do see 2 elixirs actually pop. Froggen already has that blue pot, and we see Wicked with the red, so it looks like they really want to force some sort of aggression here. We have Crepo going to be clearing out these Baron wards, while Stupe and Froggen just start to push this mid lane. And remember, that inhibitor turret is already at a 3rd health at this point. They could pretty much man mode it down if they want to, but looks like Xpeke will head down towards that bot lane yet again just to keep pushing, and he's doing it. It's given him a lot of good items at this point, too. I mean, he has that Deathfire's Grasp, he has the Abyssal Scepter done on top of that. He has the ability to go in and force EG to burst him down while Yellowstar follows up with that ultimate, and it might work out for them in the end.
432 ability power right now on the bird of Froggen, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage. A very different build from what we used to see, although that Giant Spire has gone in there now. I think he's going to go for a Riders there, probably, maybe? Who knows?
More Mogs.
Well, I mean, he has gone War Mogs a number of times in the past, way before they were popular. Yeah. He is the ultimate hipster.
He's the ultimate hipster. And I would be surprised, but the thing is, they're not really going for him. That's what I'm really interested in, is that they're going for Yellow Pete every time. They want to kill him. They have the exhaust on N-rated. We have to talk about that a little bit, because they have to pop that on Wicked right when he goes in. If they can get that on him before that ultimate goes off, or before that he starts that ultimate, you'll just pretty much minimize his damage completely, and Yellowstar will be able to 1v1 him with that Blood Boil and with that Ice Blast.
So right now, it seems that Crepo obviously is... Last hit on the ward, guys. You might take it down. They are in ward clearing territory, clearing out that Baron. And again, like you mentioned, taking away that vision, preventing Peke having the freedom to just keep split pushing, having full vision of the map. So Fnatic going to have to regroup, change their tactics. I guess they've probably gone and got an Oracle of their own. I would suspect. I'm going to wait and see if N-Rated pops onto the screen. No, he does not have it, actually, just yet. So, still, it's all about Evil Geniuses clearing everything out. Fnatic may get caught out of position here. Oh, I thought Crepo was going to come around and cocoon on towards Cyanide. He may well do. Throws it out, but Cyanide dodges out. Had to use all of his abilities to dodge around that one, but does not get caught.
You know, as Jat
and does a taunt as well, I think, back in off there.
Well, why not? As Jat and Quickshot were talking about during one of the, I think, 2 or 3 breaks we've had so far, you know, you have Jace. He has that ultimate at level 1. He has, you know, his form of his ultimate, so he's going to be very dominant in the lane phase. But when it comes to team fights, he's not going to be as strong. He can poke you down, and that's always just to engage.
And Peke goes in, but he gets exhausted straight away, and the Rebel comes out. That's going to be the bullet time. Enrage is going to get a full pot there. And Crepo is taken very low. It's support versus support. It does also Froggen. He catches out. Peke goes down to Wicked. You can see the damage from Wicked. He's just driving down on towards Soaz, forcing him away. Meanwhile, back at the top there, Cyanide, he's trying to run for it, but the rest of the team, oh, and he catches his Rupture and feasted on by Snoopy, and they turn towards the Baron. I think they may just take the blue buff as well, and just take everything for him, to be honest, because they got 3 for 0.
And just as we're talking about, you know, the team fight presence of Jace, you see right there why EG just took advantage of that. They engaged hard. Wicked went straight to that back line, and because he exhaust, I believe it wasn't used on, actually I believe it was used. No, it was used on Yellow Pete, but he cleansed. And because it wasn't used on him, he was able to go to town on them 1 by 1 and pick up those kills. We had Froggen backing up as well with the slows, with the stuns, and with that damage he can put out. They will be taking the Baron off of this, and they have a nice little bit of a lead here.
So it is going to be the Baron. The inhibitor went down. Actually, tell a lie, the inhibitor didn't go down. The turret just went down, not the inhibitor. There is the Baron.
He's like walling them in, scumbag Froggen.
Froggen walls his entire team in. What a scumbag.
I was looking at Dominion where you wall them in when you're trying to run out of the base. It's pretty funny. But still. In the end, we have a Randuin's actually picked up for Wicked, so he has that built-in slow from the Blade of the Rune King when he uses the active. He has the slow from the Randuin's right behind that, so he's going to stick to his target. And that might force Yellowstar to actually use his ultimate on him. And if you do that when Wicked's already separated from his team, it's kind of a wasted ultimate.
So Runic Bulwark also picked up by Snoopy, of course, prevented. And we saw Peke, he was the first man in. He really shouldn't do that, especially when there's a Rupture. You know, there's a stun from Froggen, there's Crepo could possibly get the cocoon on you. There's all sorts of different things. Yeah, the silence. There's so many different interrupts. It kind of surprised me that he was the initiator.
It seemed like he was trying to do what happened the last major team fight we saw break out in the mid. He tried to bait everyone at EG to group up so that Varus ultimate could come in and they can just pretty much attack them. Yellow P, great positioning by him though. He was able to pretty much kite that Nasus, kite Jace as well, and even N-Rated who went straight for him. He was able to do that, and because of that, because they didn't kill him, you had Wicked and Froggen cleaning up.
We do see the red buff going across towards Yellowstar. Dragon was picked up by Evil Geniuses, and they will push down this bottom lane. Top lane has been shoved out. Soaz just did that. So Fnatic are going to be ready and waiting, but it's a Baron up. Evil Geniuses coming around there, and immediately we see the wards. They need to be put out there because Snoopy can quite clearly just go around the backside, despite the fact he is a huge
great
Juggernaut right now. It is the Great Wall of Froggen, but it's not going to be enough.
And something really interesting is that the 80 carries, if you look at them, there's a huge 60 CS difference in them. There's only 1 extra kill over to Yellow Pete, but look at his items. He has Infinity's Edge, the Bloodthirster, and the Black Cleaver going straight damage. But because of what Froggen's doing right now, he forced Yellowstar to go into that Negatron Cloak, go even into a Ruby Crystal to really make him play defensive. So EG, because they're being so aggressive, like the best defense is a good offense pretty much, is exactly what they're doing.
The best offense is a good defense.
No, the best defense is a good offense.
Bansh's Veil was being picked up by Yellowstar, and well, he's kind of needed that. So he's got the Phantom down to the Bloodthirster and the Blade of the Rune King. So there's a lot of damage from Yellowstar if he's allowed to get onto them. But look at Yellow Pete. He doesn't give a monkeys about attack speed. He's got pure damage there with Infinity Edge, the Bloodthirster, and the Black Cleaver, and I have to be honest, he has landed that bullet time very well.
Yeah, he's really counting on that to be his real damage, his real contribution to these team fights. And after that, he's pretty much just up to kiting, because if he cleanses off that Ice Blast and the Wither, if they don't really time it perfectly, then he'll be able to escape and he'll be able to kite them and kill them in the end. But still, he's getting around that fact. If he doesn't get away, at least he has that bullet time to put that damage down, and Wicked and Froggen can clean it up.
So Evil Genius is making their moves around, going up towards the top lane. Top lane. I'm going to see if they can try and catch anyone in the jungle, but I don't think Fnatic are going to fall for this one. They haven't got a Darien that's going to go roaming and just stroll in, which he has done now and again. And it is going to be the top wave. And look, there's hoping they can see Soaz. He's just cleared out, shoved out that mid lane. Bot lane shoved well out, so it's obvious that Evil Geniuses are going to go for this top inhibitor, and Fnatic ready and waiting for it.
Isn't that kind of interesting, though? Because they have the middle inhibitor open to take, and yet they want to go for a turret instead, which kind of makes sense when you have the Baron, but we do have them trying to siege down this turret. They're already doing a good chunk of damage, and with that wall from Froggen, they're really zoning Fnatic away, and they might be able to lose this turret if EG keeps this up, because they have that Baron regen, they have the damage they need. It's just all about that positioning, and Froggen, we know how well he plays. He always creates the perfect positioning for your team.
Well, we'll see if he does exactly the same again. It's only going to take another 2 or 3 of those walls and ultis and everything just to block the path there. You can see the Ice Blast comes out, tries to zone them out. Rupture comes in. Cyanide does get caught for it. There is the ultimate. They're just completely zoning it, and look at the damage on that turret. It's almost already down, and they're just making use of this Baron buff.
And that Misfortune has some giant overhears right there, because he was sitting in the front of his team just attacking that turret away when Cyanide was right next to him. Could have withered, and they could have went for a hard engage off of that. But still, I mean, he's potentially trying to bait them into that fight because of it.
We are seeing that turret almost down. Shock Blast comes out. I don't think, Fnatic realize they're going to have to defend it. What a great wall again there. They're going to come around. Look at the aura from Evil Geniuses, just keeping everybody at bay. Fnatic do clear out the way, but it's only a matter of time, surely, before this turret goes down. They are making the final push. The Varus ultimate comes out, but he got cleansed off. He does manage to come out and snares on towards Froggen. Froggen taken very low, but Yellow Pit starts mainly Cocoon. The turret survived, but very, very barely. But they are walking blindly into this jungle. I don't think they're going to follow through. You can see they're going for the blue buff as well. They're going to steal that away, and they've backed off.
Yeah, that turret actually survived with about 3 health total, so now they have 2 lanes to actually access when they want to go for it. They just hit that turret once, have both inhibitors open, and I'm trying to think is that when they're trying to do that siege, I think the real engage could be out of Froggen. If he gets a nice wall off, you're pretty much controlling the area that they run into, and if you follow that up with the bullet time, you're pretty much hitting that target guaranteed the entire duration. That could be the opportunity for EG to pounce on it, but with Baron coming up in about 1.5 minutes, that will be the next big contesting point.
And it just shows the pure safety of play that Evil Geniuses, despite the fact they're talking about that solo queue mentality, that aggression, they've still got it in them, because the split second that Baron buff wore off, they all backed away, despite the fact that turret only had pretty much basically a warm breath from Yellow Pete to get near it, and it would have gone down.
The thing is, we're 43 minutes in, they're only up 3,000 gold, so it's not a huge lead for them at this point. They obviously could still lose the game, so, just playing a little safe, playing a little passive. They do have a lot of money on their side. We have Crepo, I believe he has a total of, 8,000 gold, and he is able to pick up his oracles, which he's been running this entire game, and really just give them the vision they need to win these fights. They had a lot of vision on that top side, while Fnatic had it towards the bottom side, so a little bit misplaced on Fnatic's end, but still, 58 seconds, Baron coming up. And EG, I mean, they aren't really poised to take it just yet as they're pushing that bottom turret. Expect is still trying to split push, but it's just, it's not working anymore.
It is not working anymore. He needs to get involved, but it's not really the setup that Katarina can go diving into, because he has to wait for all of them cooldowns. Wait and try and bide his moment to get in and get that ultimate Death Lotus spinning away and try and catch the team out, but they are ready and waiting for it. They're not falling for it right now, Evil Geniuses. They have the upper hand, they have the control. The bottom wave is going to push itself, the top wave is going to push itself, and Fnatic, they realize they're going to have to try and do something, because that Baron will be up in 20 seconds time.
And I like the wards actually have down to stop Fnatic from trying to go over towards that Baron. You saw them, not poising to kind of protect it or set down wards or set up that entire fight. That's because they had good ward coverage. They knew where Fnatic was going every way. And Expect down at that bot lane yet again. He has a teleport available, but with the top turret having 3 health, I think it'll be too late before he even gets in there.
I think somebody forgot to tell Evil Geniuses about their new fast play, because we're approaching the 50-minute mark. It's not surprising. So what are Fnatic going to do? Peke's shown himself down the bottom. He has got teleport available. The ward has been quickly chucked in there, and they thought about maybe trying to drive forward through the middle, but I don't think they're strong enough when it comes to a team fight right now. EG have the upper hand in the open.
Well, they have an Oracle, so they could clear out all the coverage on that top side for Fnatic, and off of that, just backdoor the turret and potentially inhibitor, but Expect he's still pushing up. They actually, almost catch and rated right there.
They did catch the stun and the damage on towards him. Didn't manage to land at the same time, but the inhibitor turret is being poked now. Peke's getting up towards that one. He's clearing out the siege minion wave, and no, Evil Geniuses are reacting to this.
No one has home guards.
Everybody's going back. You can see it's going to be backing off. Is that going to open up Fnatic, though? They have gone towards that middle turret. Look at the damage he's already done on towards that turret. Now he's backing off, but their middle turret is now open. The inhibitor in the mid lane has been opened up. They're getting the damage on towards that. Fnatic have really tactically moved this one well, but Evil Geniuses are going to react to it. There's the Spiderlings coming out there. That's half the damage coming off the other side. They thought about going towards Frog and a flash out from Enrated. It is going to be Cyanide getting caught out, but the Varus ultimate turns back around. The acceleration game. Here comes Peke. Is he going to get caught? No. He was demolished there. Bullet time rains across the entire team. Cyanide gets dropped now, and Fnatic are running, scurrying away. But Crepo, he's going to be able to jump towards it. Wicked goes in, goes aggressive, but immediately they turn it around. They pop him down. Yellowstar takes him down, and now Froggen's thinking of pursuing. It's currently a 3-on-3. Can they chase it through? Everybody else has backed off. Snoopy's had to back away. Soon there's minions all over the inhibitor of Fnatic's top lane, though.
And holy crap, in that last fight, you saw Expected pull an amazing move. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. He got walled out from Froggen, but he popped a ward right over it, hopped over on that other side, and just tried to get in there and do the damage. The top turret did finally fall when only had that 3 health. And EG, they're setting up right now for Dragon. That bullet time out of Yellow Feet was so spot on. It was so perfect, and it won them that fight.
I tell you what, if they don't deal with that bottom lane wave, as you can see that massive wave coming in there, will take that turret down, because that turret has got next to nothing left. As it stands, the bottom inhibitor for Fnatic, the top inhibitor, sorry, for Fnatic has been cleared out.
Baron's going so slow.
EG are going really slow because they have main damage dealers, aren't there? And you can see Yellow Pete is in there, but they can't tank it. And they've realized it. They're going to have to back across. But look at Yellowstar. Yellowstar is heading towards that bottom inhibitor turret. He realized, he mentioned it's very, very low. Going to try and steal the blue buff away as they choke up.
Yeah, instead of going there, didn't have full vision. They actually do spot where he is with that rupture, but still he will skate, taking that blue buff away from Froggen. He currently doesn't have one, and it's his cooldowns, his mana, the mana he's been retaining because of the blue has been so crucial in all the sieges they've done so far. Without that now, you have a little bit of a tougher time, but we saw Baron just not dying. I mean, we had Yellow Pete. He didn't go any sort of attack speed as he finally has that Zeal. He has quite a bit of damage, but he attacks so slow it doesn't really do too much. And EG, they looked so hectic in that last fight because all Expected did was just push that bot lane and really force them to react to him.
Jason, 10 minutes ago, Evil Geniuses were all over Fnatic. They were all over the jungle, had all of the buffs taken away, but Fnatic have tactically positioned, again with the split push of Peke, which he's doing right now. So they're going to have to deal with this one. You can see he's coming down there. He is going to take that turret down, but he's teleporting back. He realizes Evil Geniuses, they're going for that middle open exposed inhibitor.
And the only thing EG has to stop him from split pushing is to send Froggen out against him to really stun him. But you need Froggen for these fights. The inhibitor is going to be taken down most likely here as Fnatic is finally backing away. But still, Expected pushing that top side. That turret is definitely going to fall here as it only has 400 health left. But they are moving towards the top turret as well. Their top inhibitor.
It's an inhib for an inhib right now, but it could well be 2. There's going to be Evil Geniuses. They do get the second one. Can they try and put something off here? Cyanide's going to go in. Has popped his ultimate. Froggen, Yellowstar has gone down. Yellow Pete, sorry, he's gone down. Yellowstar manages to get the kill on towards him. Wicked's going to go out towards Cyanide. Cyanide taken very low, but he does go down. It's a 2-for-1 exchange though, and Evil Genius as well. They're continuing to push. Fnatic is on the inhibitor. He's taking that down. He's on the Nexus turret right now. He's pushing on. Evil Geniuses are being prevented from going back. You can see Yellowstar. He's about to get in towards the blue bush at the moment, and you can see Froggen can't go back. He's being forced away. That's one Nexus turret down. You can see Snoopy's back there, and Peke has run away. So really, who gained the advantage? 2 inhibitors down by Evil Genius has managed to get it. They're going towards Baron. They may get this one, Jason.
And Snoopy doesn't have home guard boots to really stop it because his Peke is keeping him there. He's forced him to deal with him because if he doesn't, they're going to lose the Nexus turret but potentially lose the game. Baron is being taken down pretty quickly right now, and Crepo and Froggen are sticking around to try to stop it.
The wall being used to get vision there. The acceleration gate comes across. Crepo gets full vision of it. He does have to repel, but he can't go in for this one. Can they throw anything out? Can they try and steal it? No! Because the Consume comes out from Enrated, and Fnatic now have the Baron buff. Wow, this game is so close. Teetering on the edge. 7-7 in kills in terms of turrets. 14-16 in terms of kills. 71.5 to 68.5. 2 inhibitors down for Fnatic. 1 inhibitor down and a Nexus turret down for Evil Geniuses. Good lord, you can cut the atmosphere with a knife.
And that all started because the position on that top inhibitor for EG. Fortunately, LP did get caught. He got exploded right there because he wasn't building any health items. He wasn't being defensive at all, going straight aggression. Once he was dead, they pretty much just piled on him, and Expected just hammered away. He didn't even participate in that fight, and yet they still won 4v5. And now with this Baron up with 1 Nexus turret being down, as long as they keep these lanes pushed out, they could easily just go straight in there and win the game.
And I've got to give credit to Yellowstar because every single team fight, he has managed to find Yellow Pete. Somehow, some way, he's managed to work his way in, and get that hit on towards Yellow Pete. The question is, will he be able to do it again? Fnatic pushing up that mid lane. They're going to drive forward. That Oracle on towards Enradiant. It's a 5-man push this time. No split pushing around. They have the Baron buff, and they're going to come straight towards Evil Genius's base.
And that turret's already low at this point. Froggen doesn't have blue buff. That is a key point. I cannot stress that enough. Fnatic can just siege away at this with that Baron buff on them. However, their top lane is pushing against them. They have to be very quick here if they want to make a play.
They are going to see that super minions fighting against them, fighting against everything here. And they have to be so worrisome about the amount of crowd control that Evil Geniuses can put out, and immediately they're backing out because there is big wave of super minions on that top lane.
They got 3 of them right now pushing into their base, and this could be very bad as, there we go, they are going to back away. They're going to play a little bit safe here, knowing that they did take that Baron away. I'll just expect, oh yeah, because he can teleport in still. He's had that up for quite a while. And with Yellow Star, they should be able to see just turret down, especially with that Blood Boil.
But they've got, you can see Soaz as well. They're going to catch on towards him. Snoopy's going to try and catch the Rupture. Does throw it down, but a great slow from Yellow Star keeps them all at bay. And they're actually delaying them here. Peke's like, no, it's okay, guys. I got this covered. I got it. Despite the fact I'm being taken very low by these super minions, I will clear them out with that Leandris, keep them burning. And Evil Geniuses are being maneuvered here, being positioned by Fnatic.
And Wicked still trying to push down that top side with that super minion. That's a good job by Fnatic to really back off. I mean, they are kind of the masters of the game at this position, where you see them against SK so many times, winning the game from seemed like certain defeat. And they're still keeping that 4-man push on the mid lane. They have Soaz, who, with the Warmogs, Mirror Mana, Last Whisper, and Black Cleaver, he really sets up Yellow Star for his damage because of the armor pen they're going to get off that shred they have. And you have Cyanide who can get into the back line of the team with that Ghost, and with that Random, it's just completely shut down the movement speed out of EG, which they're going to need. They need to stay a little bit mobile here to really get out of that Varus ultimate.
Jason, this is going to come down to one big team fight, and it's going to happen very, very soon. Who, in terms of items, positioning, crowd control, damage, has the upper hand right now? Because we're at the 52-minute mark. We know one big team fight will end this.
I think if done right, now that Froggen has blue buff, they should have that control. They have the that wall to really lock them in. They could catch someone off guard, especially if you get Cyanide when he doesn't have that flash. But if Fnatic can pile onto the right target, they can blow them up so quickly. And it all depends on how quick Xpeke does get there. But it just seems like Fnatic, they're just keeping the mid lane pushed up while letting Xpeke push that top lane and really, you know, keep that minion wave, the super minion wave, from getting into their base.
They've done such a good job, you know, the realizing that the split push is on and just keeping people there. It's like, no, fighters, fight. No, really, fighters. No. I'll go on. Oh, all right then.
Well, it's really hard to engage on them when they have the Shurelys, they have the acceleration gate, which you see right there. They're so hard to catch at this point. Snoopy can't land a rough. She's going to have to flash to go for it, or Froggen's going to have to land an amazing wall to set up the entire play.
So the inhibitor of Fnatic is about to spawn. So both of those will come up pretty much within the same time. But we do see Peke, Cyanide also coming all up towards his top turret. There's Peke, puts a burst down on towards Wicked. Wicked forced away from this one. Yellow Star's going to come around as well. All inhibitors respawning now. Mid and top both spawn for Fnatic. Evil Geniuses will follow in about a couple of seconds. And they all go back to standing as normal. Baron buff, I think, is just about worn off. Yeah, it's gone off now completely from Fnatic. So everybody is back to situation normal. Wow. I don't know where to take this one, where this is going to go, because this is really such a close game. We're still just 4,000 gold. Fnatic with that gold advantage, with the turret advantage now for the first time in a long time. I think I'm going to back off.
I think it's going to be towards the Baron yet again. I mean, it's going to be up at about 2 minutes at this point. But the thing is, the last time it happened, you had Xpeke split pushing the entire time. He was able to get that turret, actually able to get the inhibitor off of that as well. They can afford to do that as long as they get the wards down that they need. They have to protect that Baron side, and if they do, they can keep baiting EG in and then backing off with their great disengage they have and let Xpeke just be such a nuisance in the bottom or the top right now.
So Evil Genius is stacked up. They realize they've cleared out the waves. Unless there's a teleport, which Peke is going to save until he gets back. You can already see him. He's at the golems and he's thinking, should I go for that bottom lane or should I come across and deal with this Evil Genius threat that's pushing straight in towards my inhibitor?
And you see Yellow Star, he actually picked up a Mercurial Scimitar. I can never say it right. I probably didn't say it right anyways in the end. But building a lot of magic use at this point. He's set at 163 because he doesn't want to get bursted by Froggen.
Well, they are going to go for this one. Inhibitor is exposed. It is going to go down, and now you can see Peke coming in. They're trying to catch on towards Snoopy. The Varus ultimate from Yellow Star goes down, but the bullet time hits nothing. It's whiff, and that may well be the advantage. The signal because to go for it. The repel comes out, but he's got nowhere to go to, and he just has to get dropped by Soaz. So that's straight away. A 1-for-0. Wicked's going to turn up towards Peke. Peke just going to burn that damage. Zhonya's hourglass goes down. It is going to be just off the side. Soaz picks up a double kill. Yellow Star's going to go down. Yellow Pink goes down. Sorry, not Yellow Star. He's on the other team. He's the man doing the chasing on towards Brogan.
They have minions on the bottom inhibitor.
Minions are on the bottom inhibitor. The one inhibitor down for Fnatic, but they are going to drive straight through that middle. They could finish the game here, Jason. They could get straight into the base. This turret has nothing on it.
And they have 60 seconds left on EG at this point. It's a 5-on-2 or 5-on-2 at the situation. It's just Frog to kind of hold them off with one Nexus turret up. With Super Minions pushing into the base, Fnatic might be able to close this out.
They are going to drive through it. They've only got that one Nexus turret. Here comes Yellow Star, full hit points. Froggen is absolutely going to have to pull on every single little bit of skill he's got here. He's going to come around and Rated tries to poke them out. The Nexus turret goes down. The spawns are a long way off. They're going to get on towards the Nexus turret. They hammer in Snoopy. They're on towards the Nexus. And